to the Podium Podcast, the number one science-based podcast in the world. I'm your host, Joanne Maglalang, and today we're looking at what it actually takes to transition away from fossil fuels, both on our own roofs and across the entire province. Today we have a double feature. First, we're joined by Sustainable Development Energy expert Dr. Bruce Banner to zoom out and look at the science and the future of Alberta's grid. Then we're talking to local homeowners who converted their Edmonton home to solar power to give us a glimpse on the real world breakdown. Welcome, Dr. Banner.
Thanks for having me, Joanne.
So to begin, out of all renewable technologies, what do you think is the most ideal for Alberta and why?
Well, I think that solar is ideal because it's decentralized. Because unlike massive power plants that send electricity over long distances, solar allows us to generate power right where it's used, on our rooftops. And plus Alberta has a hidden advantage. Our cold, clear climate, and so these solar panels actually operate more efficiently in the cooler temperatures because the cold helps move electrons more freely, boosting output even during our bright winter days. And sustainably wise, it's a great alternative fuel source because it uses an endless source, the sun, and it eliminates everyday operational Banner House gas emissions, directly lowering Alberta's reliance on fossil fuels.
I see, but how advantageous is it compared to other technologies?
The easiest way for me to explain this to you is to compare solar energy to other common energy technologies. So let's start with wind energy. Unlike silent, low-profile solar panels, turbines cause noise, visual disruption, making them difficult to permit in urban areas. In terms of maintenance, turbines rely on complex moving parts requiring frequent, costly upkeep, whereas solar systems operate silently with minimal maintenance. Wind energy also often requires expensive, disruptive long-distance infrastructure to move power from remote sites to population centers. Pause. The second comparison is hydroelectric power, in which in terms of environmental impact, can damage river ecosystems, block fish migration, and displace wildlife through flooding. In addition, hydro requires specific natural conditions like elevation changes or rushing rivers. It also has a high capital cost. Do you want more comparisons?
Of course, Doctor, go ahead.
Okay, I'll give you one more since we don't have a lot of time. In comparison to geothermal energy, solar energy is not limited to specific subsurface geology and thermal conditions or installation requirements.
Thank you for the very detailed explanation, Doctor. Next, I want to ask you, what is the science behind solar technology?
I'm glad you asked. So, let's break this down into three parts. First, the fuel, photon absorption. Solar panels are made of layers of semiconductive silicon, which is shown here on the diagram. So when that sunlight, the fuel, hits the panel, it strikes the silicon atoms with enough energy to knock electrons loose from their atomic bonds. So this is kind of like what is shown here. So now, after that, we have the current, the creating flow. The silicon is treated with specific impurities, a process called doping, to create an internal electric field, shown over here. This is the electric field. This field forces the loose electrons to move in one direction, creating a steady stream of direct current, so DC electricity. And finally, we have the power conversion, the utility. Because home appliances run on alternating current, the direct current electricity flows into an inverter. So this is our digital inverter, which turns that direct current into alternating current. The inverter rapidly switches the direction of the electrical current, usually at about 60 hertz, making it compatible with the home's breaker panel and the city grid.
Oh, I see now. So let's get into the mechanics. Where exactly are these setups located? How do they physically work, and are they sustainable long term?
Yeah, you'll find these grid-tied voltaic systems everywhere from suburban rooftops to rural farms. The silicon cells capture sunlight to create direct current electricity, which an inverter then converts into alternating current power for your home. It's highly sustainable because there are no moving parts to wear out, resulting in a system that can reliably generate clean energy for over 25 years with zero operational emissions.
That's very good insight. I'd also like to know how much energy can a setup like this actually produce, and how efficient is it?
In Alberta, residential solar systems typically produce about 1,200 to 1,300 kilowatts of electricity per year for every 1 kilowatt of solar capacity installed. In terms of panel efficiency, most modern residential panels operate between 18 to 22%, but it can reach as high as to 24% efficiency. You know what, Joanne? It is a common misconception that solar panels should be close to 100% efficient since it uses the sun, right? But in reality, they are limited to the fundamental laws of physics. Sunlight consists of photons with various energy levels, and silicon solar cells can only convert a specific range of that energy. Sunlight does not match that range and is either reflected or converted into heat rather than electricity.
Okay, so economically, we know the initial capital investment ranges from 13,000 to 25,000. What does the broader running cost profile look like?
Yeah, so once the system is live, the maintenance is remarkably low. Usually just an annual running cost of around $100. The only major future cost is replacing the inverter after 10 to 15 years. However, under Alberta's microgeneration regulation, the credits you earn for exporting the excess power to the grid help recover those costs much faster than a traditional utility model that we allow.
Alright, so that brings me to my next question. How is the energy distributed to the customers, and what is its main use?
The distribution of energy can be split up into three steps. So, first step, in home. So, the clean alternating current electricity flows from the panel array through their digital inverter directly into the main breaker panel. So, shown here. Step two, now it's going to the grid. When the home generates an energy surplus, it pushes through the bidirectional meter into the city grid. So we have the bidirectional meter, it's going back to the city grid. In step three, this is the community distribution. So the energy provider distributes that excess energy to power neighboring homes in the community. In return, the homeowners receive dollar credits on their utility bill to counter the power they pulled back from the grid.
Oh, I understand now. So that prompts me to ask, what are the benefits of using solar panel technology?
Yeah, so there are many benefits when it comes to using solar panel energy. So, first off, it replaces fossil fuel power on the Alberta grid with 100% clean energy generated right on the roof. The solar panels are also highly durable and backed by a 25 plus year warranty. In addition to that, it increases home market appeal and the resale value of that home. And since there are no moving parts, this technology requires minimal maintenance. In terms of societal benefits, it reduces harmful air pollutants from fossil fuels, lowering rates of respiratory issues and cutting healthcare costs. This also drives into job creation in design, installation, and maintenance, fostering resilient local economies. Um, Decentralized energy production, maintaining essential power during grid disruptions and natural disasters is also a benefit. And it increases access to affordable, reliable energy, helping to combat energy poverty. And while doing that, it encourages collective action through shared cost initiatives.
This complete sense, Doctor. So what are the risks?
Yeah, so while some homes see an energy surplus in the summer, generation drops significantly during Edmonton's dark winter months, and there is also zero generation at night. And the home remains grid tied and will safely shut down during a local blackout unless paired with an expensive backup battery. And the inverter heat and cable resistance cause minor energy dissipation, meaning you lose some of that energy that could be used as electricity. And with Alberta's heavy snowfall, it requires manual clearing of the panels to maintain output.
Add on to that, how available is this technology to the public?
This technology is highly available to the public. Since Alberta has a mature, accessible market with a wide network of licensed installers, serving both urban and the rural areas. By hiring a professional, homeowners can navigate the 4 to 12 week installation process from contract to activation with minimal technical or administrative burden. Also, there are federal and municipal rebates that encourages us Albertans to utilize solar technology. As of 2026, Alberta has well over 1.5 million private dwellings. Based on the approximate 18,000 recorded sites, the estimated percentage of homes with solar panels is roughly 1 to the 1.2% of the total housing stock.
Speaking of households with solar panels, we sent our number one field reporter, Michael Jackstone, in West Edmonton to interview the Maranan family with regards to their experience in using solar power technology. Take it away, MJ.
Thank you, Joanne. Now, with us are the local homeowners, Mr. and Mrs. Marano, who put together a major residential solar project for their home. Now, out of all the options for renewable energy, why did you choose to go with solar panel energy?
As a local here in Alberta, Alberta is very good on sharing the opportunity to have this system in their residential houses and having those financial support from the government. It really make our decision easier to have this system.
So, how many years have you been using this type of energy?
So we've been using this solar panel since 2024, so it's close to 2 years now.
Not too long, but still good.
Yeah.
For my next question, so what was the initial cost of converting your home into a solar home?
So the initial cost was approximately 21,500 or less, but it was loaned by the government, so it was pretty good because we only had to pay 178 point something dollars every month for 10 years with zero interest. So if you think about it, there's actually no initial cost because it was provided by the government, but we just have to pay that monthly payment.
I didn't know that. Thank you. So what are some positives of having a solar-powered home?
Okay. So as a homeowner, the first thing, of course, the most positive thing that happened for us with the solar panel is that it lowers the electricity costs and it also increases the value of our home.
And to be added, a carbon footprint of your house is helping the environment to save the green emission.
Contrast, what are some negatives and if so, any risks?
So even if it lowers our electricity costs monthly, but there are still some fixed utilities that we have to pay.
Yeah, and to be added, we're here in Alberta. It's the season right now when it's winter season. Panels being covered by snow or the sun is not staying long, and the harvest for energy is less. And also keep in mind that there's a maintenance comes with it. After another 10 years, there's other parts of this system that needs to be changed, and that those might be higher costs to replace.
So do you think this technology is openly available to the public? And if so, is the cost affordable for the average Albertan?
So yes, it is openly available for the public. The cost could be very high, but just like what we did, there's before there were grants, but right now there's no more grants. So but they are still offering 0% interest for 10 years, and that's why we took that opportunity to get the solar panels. And our house is close to 1,600 square feet, and during that time, it's the Horizon company who did our solar has to check how many usage we had for the past 6 months, I believe, and then based on that, they've assessed that okay, we could probably start with 60%. Based on your usage, we'll do 60%. So they put 16 panels in our house right now, and then with that 16 panels, the cost is like 21, like I mentioned earlier, it's close to 21,500, but then with the government help, we're just able to pay it for $178 monthly for the next 10 years.
And the payment actually is the savings that you use from the solar.
Yeah.
Rather than paying the
Electricity, electricity cost.
the grid, those that savings are the ones covering the payment for the monthly that we were paying to the government.
Do you think this technology will be seen in many homes in Alberta?
Yes, I believe in the future, just like what we have right now. Some of the builders actually are, introducing solars already for newly built home like Jinman. So it will definitely get popular, and because of the inflation cost that we're having, especially for electricity bill, that would be a good opportunity to save costs by having those panels.
And like what you're doing, this interview will help people to know what is this system. And educating people's neighbors is an encouragement that it's a good use of energy that's available. It helps the cause, it helps everybody as well. Not just the residential, local people, but the government will be benefit on this program as well.
Do you have any concerns with the installation of the system?
For us, we never really questioned the installation of the system because they're the professionally really guaranteed the install, and it's been warranted by them as well. And for those people who's questioning it might fall or not, or the efficiency will not going to last, I think the way I always tell to everyone, do your study, because in a day, it's gonna be your investment. It's gonna be investment to your house, to your cost, and if you're not doing your study, and you get people who's not doing right, and it's not going to help you. It's gonna be causing you problems as well. That's why when we are looking for a service provider that can help us, we make sure that those people that we're going to get is professionals with a history of what they're doing as well.
Right. And so with that, is there anything you'd like to add for the viewers?
For those watching this video, there's still a chance from the government that you can get to have this system, and it will help you as well. Don't worry about some people saying negatively. It's based on our experience as well that it helps you on the bills, and you might enjoy it as well.
Right. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show, Mr. Luis Maran, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, MJ, for having us as well.
My name is MJ, and we'll bring it back to you, Joanne.
Thank you, MJ and the Maran family, for that insightful interview. And that concludes this week's episode. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely learned a lot from today. So thank you, Dr. Banner, for joining us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
And before we go, please make sure to subscribe, like, and hit the post notification. Tune in to next week's episode on the #1 science-based podcast in the world, the ProEDM podcast,
In which the science of today is the technology of tomorrow.